It's obvious, with the average youth spending over 8,000 hours on internet devices during the 4 years of high school, that human connection is being digitized. Like an inverted mirror, however, as we behold the increasingly polarized and sexualized content on those devices, our identities themselves, like a reflection, become increasingly polarized and sexualized. At the very time when human connection is fragmenting, the most powerful resources we have to address the subsequent crisis of meaning among young people are not allowed to be a part of the conversation. As secular public schools seek to put out mental health crisis after mental health crisis, they must do so with no access to the deepest, most formative stories of our culture.
Today's adolescent quest for truth is being mediated and shepherded by the largest multinational corporations in history, whose strategy is to produce an endless stream of information to serve a bottom line that depends on creating content consumers.
World-renowned sociologist Jean Twenge, in her book Generations, stated, "Technology has given us instant communication, unrivaled convenience, and longer lives with less drudgery. At the same time, technology has isolated us from each other, sowed political division, fueled inequality, spread pervasive pessimism, widened the generational gap, stolen our attention, and is the primary culprit for a mental health crisis among teens. This is the challenge for all generations in the decade to come, to find a way for technology to bring us together instead of driving us apart." And yet, even with all the great books and documentaries being produced that name this problem, deep down we realize that mere content consumption alone is not the solution. The challenge is, how do we move beyond social isolation and towards community connection, beyond cultural confusion and towards biblical wisdom? At CruCon, we believe that that journey is made through intergenerational conversations marked by grace, truth, and curiosity, and aimed at collective action.
I feel like I look up and 6 months have gone by with my son, and there's not that many 6-month spans I have left before he leaves.
What CruCon does is it really, in a way, forces me to have deeper conversations, and especially it's been really helpful to develop conversations with my dad that normally I would do everything in my power to avoid.
CruCon has really provided us sort of a trellis to guide us in that, and has helped us to be much more intentional about it over time. We've used the rhythms of CruCon to guide us through having those conversations, and that's really led us to have deeper conversations.
At this moment, 3 of the last 5 advisories from the U.S. Surgeon General are aimed at the social isolation and loneliness and mental health crisis of the next generation.
It's answered questions that I didn't even know I had, but also helped me to keep asking questions.
It just serves to deepen and enrich what we read in Scripture and may not know exactly how to apply.
You can't always depend on everything the culture says in like Instagram and TikTok and what they're feeding you. It's best to look at the Bible for knowledge and wisdom. Ask your parents or somebody you trust a lot, like a mentor,